Okay, I think they choreograph, in other words, they act these things out, but it's her centre of gravity that's the advantage here. But again, I see grooming, and it did immediately make me think of Coblehaugh. Okay, now I am thinking centre of gravity and body mass here, and a couple other things. So again, this is momentum, like parkour, which is what I was using in when I was in parkour the combatant. The one in Castelnaudary. It was near to a firing range, which was basically enclosed. It was a short area that had the visual effect of being, when you're inside looking down, it looks a very long way away. But in actual fact, it's not that far at all. It amounts to a very narrow, well, wide but narrow hall, if you see what I mean. So where they shot, I think the highest caliber I saw was the LRAC, where they used the cartridge with the steel ball bearing in it. And other than that, there was the FAMAS. Okay, it's a bit like sighting to see if just set your sight, see if you have any visual impairment, or if other thing that they might find useful. Um, but like the Martha P. Johnson stuff, I was looking at that and the black mold research and so on, which I'm a victim of, even as a child, and the lead. I think they were putting lead in stuff as well, which I have two workers here admitted to that. I recognised them right away. I mean, the amount of animosity that built up in me when I heard what they were saying. Well, they're confessing to poisoning me with lead. So here,
Center of gravity. The smaller contestant has a lower center of gravity and good body mass for this and health. They both remind me of abusers in Coblehaugh, be violent, and sexual predators, groomers, and influencers. The pain in the arm would have also helped prevent the other contestant from stabilizing and counter-attacking her move to throw him. But counter-push with push-pull with pull, or pull with push. It's been a while, but most will understand. To me, to you, to you, to me. It's when you take a weapon or document from someone when they are in a rattled or deranged mental state. The police in Scotland have been trying this for a long time to get me to kick off ballistically. That is why I want Sandy Hook and Dunblane cases, and many more reopened, and silent players, perpetrators in those crimes investigated with the view to have them prosecuted as equal partners in those crimes.
that's what I mean. And this business of grooming and influencing started with me in the 1960s when, I mean, even this IQ test, I'll show you what I mean by that, the IQ test. Because I had to look at my answers, and they actually made it look I never answered the last four or five. And also, they fitted me into a bracket where I'm average. Yet some of the questions were so obvious, there's no way I could have failed. I don't mean the score. I wasn't looking for. I was just looking for an honest score, but I don't think I got one. They didn't give me an honest score. because one of the questions I had answered, I know for a fact I hadn't given that answer, and it relates to the torch, the beams of the torch. I knew which direction the beams of the torch was travelling. So I know for a fact they doctored that answer, which is a familiar word. In other words, I don't know what you would say in an exam if you find out somebody has actually altered your answers. I don't know what the word is, but I would call it doctored. So what does that mean? If they're messing with your head medically, they've doctored your mind or indoctrinated you, in such a manner that they refer to it as brainwashing when I was a kid. So it's grooming, influencing, layering, imprinting on the mind, false beliefs and so on. That's why I say to Christians, you have no true God. You have no God at all, because of how you do things, how you force belief, how you persecute, you rape, you bugger, you murder kids, men and women. That's what you do, Christians especially. But I do not think you have, well, I know for a fact it's not just Christians. You have a false belief. You see, now I'm not, you could say he's not attacking the religion itself if you're clever enough. It's the very people. But having said that, with that many people running these religions, these people being allowed to influence and interfere, groom, and even program people, children especially, to believe in a specific religion, why believe any of them? So again, you might say, well, he's attacking the religion. Well, you've got it all wrong. I'm attacking the people. You see, and that's people with no faith, no belief, no true religion. Have a nice day.